Now to those who aspire to be the next Franco Harris. The defense bill may prevent service academy athletes from playing professional sports right away, marking a big change from an earlier provision. It says this, quote, an agreement by a cadet or midshipman to play professional sport constitutes a breach of service obligation. The cadet may not obtain employment, including as a professional athlete, until after completing the cadet's commissioned service obligation. A lot of money on the line here. Brian Kilmeade here, the co-host of Fox and Friends on Radio Now. And Brian, good to have you on. There's been a provision carved out by Congress. I'll explain that in a second. But just on its face, what do you make of this today?
Is it necessary? I mean, was there a problem with too many players at West Point and Annapolis and Air Force Academy saying, I want to go pro, I don't want to serve? I haven't heard of a problem. Or was it that President Trump brought it up a couple of years ago and said, these athletes that emerge at the academies that have pro potential, why are we robbing them of a window to make generational money in professional sports? So in a situation which passes the criteria, let them play. In the case of this guy, Andre Carter, he's 6'7", 260 pounds. He's probably going to be a first or second round draft pick of Army. They go ahead and do this provision. He goes, wait a second. I signed up knowing if I emerge as a pro prospect, I can play and then go into do my service afterwards. What's the problem? And now they're going to go ahead and bring this in. And I don't get it. You know, some people like Mike Gallagher seem to have stepped up and said, we got to grandfather those who went to the academy under the auspices, right, that if they emerge after their sophomore year and want to go pro, that they could.
That would make sense. Here is a quote from Andre's parents saying that thank you to the members of Congress who stepped up, spoke out, and worked expeditiously in support of Andre and other Service Academy cadets and midshipmen who made decisions in reliance on the 2019 policy allowing deferral of service. The goodness we saw in people this past week will forever be imprinted upon us. And yet, you don't know how, as you said, Brian, how many people there would be. And I don't know a lot about sports, but Bill was explaining to me that sometimes the academies, they don't necessarily produce players like this, but in this case of Andre Carter, he certainly seems like he could be a 1 or 2 draft pick.
Yeah, and not only that, Dana, what President Trump said after hearing this story is, why don't we just make a provision for those unique athletes to go in the academy and have this window? It might be a basketball player. David Robinson's example, Bill, you know well. I think he grew 6 inches in the academy. He was too big to serve in a submarine anyway. The Spurs draft him #1, and after roughly 6 months, they go play, come back and serve in a different way. So he ends up having a Hall of Fame career. But I am afraid the next great man or woman of a national team women's soccer player or tennis star, I got to go, I'm going to serve. I want to go serve my country. I want to be an elite officer, and I'm going to go wherever you want me to go. Can I just see what my potential is? Yeah. Because this athletic ability is not run-of-the-mill. You know how many people go to play and just don't have what it takes to even play at an academy, let go pro? Why make it hard? Why throw another monkey wrench into signing up for the academy? Like, it's very similar to the vaccine. I'm kicking you out if you don't take a vaccine that most of us haven't even looked at a booster yet, and we realize doesn't really work against any of these
Your example
variants.
of Dave Robinson was very well taken. I just want to get this in. Congress has stepped in. If you've enrolled prior to June 1st, 2021, you can pursue your pro ambitions, but everyone after that cannot. We got one more thing here. Dana, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say it was great to have you in Bay Head, New Jersey, and at Point Pleasant Beach at the Little Point Bookshop, and your paperback is out, The President and the Freedom Fighter. Oh, hey, Percy showed up. I didn't know he had that picture. That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. It's great to have you, Brian.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good to be in your backyard and good to be with great bookstore, great friends, great family atmosphere. People talk about full employment. If you have a family bookstore and your family works there, your family works for free. Yeah. And that's one way to get it very successful. So
that's the family there, Kelly Crivelli and her crew, and they're a great family, and it was fun to have you there.
Hey, Brian, Merry Christmas. Tell everybody
Merry
radio
Christmas, Brian.
Hello, okay?
All right, guys, see you in the hall, and from my audience to yours, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.